showtime.
Only slabs.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the Great Wall of Comics. And if you've never been here for this opening, I apologize for that countdown, but you are forced to be subjected to Tyler from Shatterglass Comic Reviews, Whack Comics fame, because it's a personal vendetta against him, I guess. Anyways, so this is a show, we call it Only Slabs. We have someone come on to share comics with you and with us. But I say us, it's not because I'm royalty, but because I have one of the greatest co-hosts ever from Canada, Mr. Chris the Comic Vet. How the hell are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. I'm glad I don't have any personal vendetta with Tyler, but hey, I understand where you're coming from, sir.
Well, you know, it's important that it's not it's maybe it's not as a vendetta, just a joke that just keeps going. I don't know what it is, but he
It's
deserved it.
legendary at this point.
Listen,
now.
let's just be honest. He deserves it though, right?
Legendary.
Yes.
Yeah,
Whatever. Huh.
yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
So this week, for the second week in a row, this is the issue that happens. This show's very popular for getting guests on. We're booked out right now, all the way through the end of May. Actually, I have one slot open before Heroes Con in mid-June. That's it. And so we book people out quite far out, and sometimes that means as we're following up with guests ahead coming up to it, something changes in their schedule. They're not able to make it. We jumble in the schedule. We pull in, we go to the bullpen, and sometimes you're just damn lucky to pull in a Mariano Rivera or something like that. And ladies and gentlemen, today's Mariano Rivera, Mr. NicksKixandComix. How you doing, sir?
Great. I mean, with the intro, you kind of made me throw up in my mouth a little bit. Well, you've redeemed yourself with the Mariano Rivera reference. So thank you.
Yeah.
I should have just had some Metallica start playing so you could walk right into the show. That would have been great.
Yeah. As a Blue Jays fan, I object to this reference, but I'll let it slide.
I'm an A's fan. What are you talking about? I got more to object about Yankees references than anybody else.
You're not even in the same division as them, man.
So I have dominion over you both.
But the A's and the Yankees have a rivalry that goes back to Philadelphia athletics. Matter of fact, it was the Yankees management ownership at the time that gave the Oakland Athletics, or then Philadelphia, their mascot. They said when Connie Mack purchased the Philadelphia Athletics, the New York ownership made some comment offhandedly about, "Oh, have fun with that white elephant you just purchased," referencing the old white elephant, something you don't really want type of thing. And because that's how A's leadership has been over their course of things, said, "Oh, really? White elephant? Sure, let's make that the mascot." And that's how the A's got Stomper the elephant as their mascot. Until later on in the 70s, when Jack Finley had the A's and somebody called him a jackass, and so he switched the mascot to a donkey for a while. Because again, that's how we roll. But ever since then, there's been a long history of the Yankees and the A's, with the Yankees buying players from the A's, to so bad that when they were in Kansas City at one point, A's fans in Kansas City had got an old bus and they put like New York on like the destination, and they burned the bus in the parking lot of the stadium. True stories. Anyways, we're not here to talk about baseball. We're here to talk about comics, gosh darn it. And before we can talk about comics or show off our comics, we do have to play Romper Room.
Romper bumper, stomper boo, tell me do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play?
Well, I hope so, and I'm trying to get to it. And there he is at the top of the list, Les Crucius. Hooray! He's happy to see Nikki 9.5 is here, ladies and gentlemen. Also got TM Nerdy. Hello from Chris's garage.
It's not me.
It's not your garage. It's a different Chris.
I would presume so. My garage doesn't span half a country. If I had a garage.
Okay, well, maybe he's saying like his province is Calgary, or not Calgary. What am I saying Calgary for?
I don't know.
Ontario.
Okay.
Ontario's garage.
Ontario's garage is Prince Edward Island.
Yeah, maybe.
I can see that.
More of a shed out back, maybe more, but yeah. Eli, how you doing there, sir? Thanks for coming. Yes, cancer sucks. Absolutely, chop and drop. Great to have you here, Marty Aleko, Jean Malo. Yeah, I know I knew he was going to be here. Not only is he a great fan of the show, but after he won this morning on Breakfast with Brian, he made a comment that he had to win today. He's hoping to win today from the pull box so he can make it a clean sweep. So good luck to you, sir.
Good luck.
Hulk Collector 82, hello to you. We stroll there. Everyone's saying hello to each other. A lot of TM Nerdy saying hello to everybody. Jacob Comics, good morning to you. Cat Fan Comics, he's ready for some hot and heavy only slabs from my little Nicky. I don't know. Do you belong to Cat Fan Comics, man, now?
No.
Or is there something you want to tell us about?
No. He's a good guy. He's a good guy, though.
Well, we are two peas in a slab. There you go. PSN Green Hulkster, how you doing, sir? Good day to you. Hope you're feeling okay. Keep calm and restful. We'll do the work. Let's see here. Collecting with Durs, absolutely beautiful homies. Welcome to you, sir. Thank you for all the comments on all the shorts. Appreciate you. All the work you're doing there, helping everybody with that. Get those algorithms working for them. Brian LCS, how you doing, sir? I was there on time for Breakfast with Brian this morning.
Me too.
I just wasn't super active in the chat because I was actually cooking my breakfast at the time, but and my son's breakfast.
I still love the intro to that show. Still love the intro.
Absolutely. I do love the intensity on the girl that he found that says stuff. So, Paul, good day. I think we're supposed to be on his show coming up, huh? This week.
Is it this week?
March 15th, right? The Ides of March.
Everyone check. Make sure you subscribe and then tune in. Wednesday night.
I better do my homework.
Thursday night. Wednesday night.
I got to do my homework.
Thursday.
Make sure I know what I'm doing.
I got to go find a couple of keys. For Guess That Key, by the way, everyone. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. We're going to be on Paul's channel.
Yep. Terrific game show.
Key. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably going to fail miserably because I'm not as smart as comic book smart as everybody seems to think I am.
I'm just going to guess Spider-Man books the whole time. It's a DC book. Spider-Man crossover.
A man who is as smart as we think he is when it comes to comics. Legion of Comics. That man has a damn near encyclopedic knowledge of books at times. It's mind-numbing. Let's see who else we got come in here. We got lots of people here. Let's say hello to some more folks. As I scroll through, Jacob, Brian, I see Gene, I see man, a lot of conversation going back. Blue Hellion Comics is here. Yes, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Von Hoots, Comics from Spiral Dimension. I had an opportunity to sit with him on a panel yesterday. Afternoon for me, evening for him. It was about 9 p.m. London time, middle of my day. I'll tell you, great set of gentlemen, have got great wide-ranging conversations on a variety of different stuff. Although I don't know if Von Hoot and I can be friends anymore. It turns out he's not really a big Star Wars guy.
What?
I know. I don't know.
He does know most of those movies were filmed in England, right? Like, dude, like you got to support your own. Here.
He's a slasher guy. What are you gonna do?
Leia even had an English accent for a little while too, didn't she?
Well, all the bad guys did. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah. Like Darth Vader is literally an Englishman.
Well, in body, his body was
his body.
There we go. The other side of the other ocean. Mr. Mad Spidey's here. He was up soup. Did you get any sleep between Brian's show and my show, or are you just pulling an all-nighter? I mean, I'm not sure what he's doing there.
We need to clip Nick saying Spidey every time he shows up in OnlySlabs and just flick it over like we do with Remy.
Warlord, hello to you. Gary B, the casual comic guy. Good afternoon. Stephen C. I know I said hi to Chop and Drop. Oh, Trev, the shipping guru. Actual Dracula. I'm realizing I'm like behind. I need to speed up, so I'm sorry. Dale, Dale of Suspense, Comics and Collectibles. Nick. Seth 11, how you doing? Thank you. I really appreciate that, sir. That means a lot to me. You have no idea. I still find it fascinating that anybody comes and watches me, but I think they're all here to see Chris and whoever the guest is, and I'm just here trying to, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Over here, over here.
Let's see who else is. I'm trying to get through. I think. Oh, Triple G. That's the channel I was on yesterday with the folks. Check that. Great. One of the things I loved about it was a great structure. He had a panel, and it was kind of it wasn't just a hangout and with no direction whatsoever. He had an agenda. It was fair. Here's a topic, and did a very good job organizing the conversations all around. It was a great experience. Thank you very much for inviting me on there, Andy, over at Triple G Comics. Guys, check him out. Give him a follow. Somebody want to drop his link in the one of my mods want to drop his link in the chat for everybody. That'd be great. Thank you, guys. Let's see here. Kenneth Bird, how are you? Glad that you could make it to join us today. Scrolling. Jade Q. He's not selling us slabs. That's right. Nick's the name is not selling slabs. Nick does, but that's not what he's here for today. Oh, my chat blinked at me. I'm scrolling fast, guys. I know you guys want to get to the show. But I want to make sure I say hello to everybody. It's here, Psychedelic Comics. How are you doing? Good afternoon, good morning to you. My goodness gracious, you guys are wonderful. Bruce, son of a Bruce, the real name Chris at Retro Rocket Comics. Hey. I know that are you guys closed today? I know that you guys.
Yesterday.
It was yesterday. Okay.
Yesterday, yeah. The province took another, not as bad as last Friday, but yesterday, the province took a pounding again with a snowstorm, and so I think he closed shop early, but he's open today.
Yeah.
As is the website, everybody.
There you go. There's talk about all the Van Hoot family loves Brian's intro. So that tells me how far behind in the chat I apparently am here. Holy Toledo, you guys are crazy. I love it. I love you all. Comic Cap Collectibles. That means I really need to fly through here. And just, maybe I did hit the end of this. Okay. I think I hit everybody. I hope. He got pummeled. There you go. So, guys, 15 minutes into the show, you're here. We're still way too early. No, you're good. All right. Everybody's here. We've said hello. Hopefully, if I missed you, I really apologize. Want to get the show rolling. And again, remind everybody that thank you all for the support. All this channel's revenue, the ads, the memberships, the merchandise, the super chats, everything, all this money goes to Comics Curing Cancer. In our first month, we managed to donate over $156. Right now, it looks like we're going to be matching that again in our second month as we're rolling through there. So phenomenal job, everybody. I'll recognize all the channel members later. I do want to get into the show. I don't want to wait a whole bit. We'll take during our break. We'll call out all the channel members. All right, Nick. Oh my goodness gracious, sir. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. I know you wanted to get on, and it's always glad to get there. I love the shirt. Always love it when recognize the merch brand there.
Very comfortable, very soft and welcoming, much like Chris the Comic Vet.
Oh, Nick. Nick.
Just warming you up. A little foreplay before Heroes come.
I look forward to a big old hug from you.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody else knows me out there. But
I was going to say, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody there, and then we love the new room.
It is a new room
because you were on before on OnlySlabs or on SlabHub. Previously,
right? Since episode 22. I know it does look similar. These are actual windows. So,
thank you very much, Mark, for helping us with that. And the yes, absolutely 100%. We need to cock slam cancer. We appreciate, Nick, that this time you're going to take great effort not to destroy any of your toys or statues in the process of the show. That's the plan.
And that's a great segue because I destroyed that statue looking for the first comic I will show. But for my first slab, this is the 2020 PSA.
Yes.
So there we are. It was a great episode. I hope you all had great fun.
Good night, everybody.
All right, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. What I really wanted to start off was the PSA, Luka Doncic. All right, so the last time
hair is on point, everybody. We do have a finely groomed set of scalps this evening, and never hated OnlySlabs guests, but there's a first time for everything. Hate. Wow, such affinity just for that.
Well.
Okay, I'm hoping that the music's over, that video is over because I have not
back to the show. All right.
I mean, the guy couldn't even give $5, $4.99.
Well,
cheap mother.
Oh my God.
Wow. Wasn't it bad enough that we made him watch that?
You give a guy everything, and he can't even give a round number. I mean, Jesus. All right, so
hold on. Durs did something too.
Oh,
Durs did something too.
Yeah, it was the. Oh, sorry, I kind of combined them into one thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Pardon me.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Adam.
Yes, because I'm sorry. Does Durs here? Okay, fine.
An adult movie.
Tape was very entertaining.
I'm realizing that we need some more female members of this community.
Yeah, please, Rob, please.
I am regretting these clips. I think those ones are going to get retired pretty soon. I got to have to come up with something more similar to the airplane one.
And for Drac to say that, there might be.
Oh no! Here we go again.
Durs, you're killing me, Durs.
They just don't want you to talk, I guess. You know. All right.
Everybody has a smoke out there.
Not that I want to mess with Rob's money, but are we ready to get to the comic books or what?
Let's go.
Okay, so like I was saying,
remember, it's not my money. It's Comics Curing Cancer's money.
Right, but we'll never cure cancer if you're looking at half-naked guys the whole show. Okay, I wanted to end episode 22 with this book. This is probably the biggest book. It's definitely the most money I've spent on the comic book to date, and that's this guy. Yeah, I bought. Now I have to specify that I am half owner of this book because at the time we bought this from the awesome Adrian Pandawson 316. We bought this raw for $5,000. And after grading costs and whatnot, it was closer to $6,000. But
what a way to start. No, Nick, did you have that clean and pressed as well?
Clean pressed. It cost us another $900 to do so, to get graded as well. And in addition to being a big key, that is essentially one of the books that started me on my Marvel journey when I was like around 10 years old. Since then, I've come to get a couple of other big books.
Oh, very nice.
This is the first appearance of the Phoenix. And I'll get to in a moment what's different now than from the last time I was on.
Nick, hold that
OnlySlabs.
book back. Hold that up for one more time. Now, I had this book myself. Mine is raw. But the one thing I always found interesting about the artwork on the cover here, I believe it's Cockrum that might be the artist for the cover.
Yes.
Cyclops is in such terror. He's actually taking a wave inside of his mouth where no one else is dealing with a wave, but he's taking a big old splash right there. Yeah.
Well, you can say that, or you can say he's doing the right things to Gene, where he's. All right, we'll leave that.
Yeah,
on.
yeah, all right. That's for the midnight version of
So,
OnlySlabs.
my collecting focus now is to have Uncanny X-Men giant size through 210-ish, all slabbed. So I have a couple more. I have about 15 issues that have to get slabbed, but this is my latest pickup.
Yes.
The first appearance of the Vindicator and early appearance of Weapon X Alpha.
Yeah.
And a 9.4. I originally wanted to do 9.8 throughout. I have a kid I need to get to college. Which custom label? This one?
Can you read the right side of that label?
Doesn't say anything.
That's right. See, Mark, I save my trademark for the right time.
It says Cyclops swallowed some water.
Yeah. But that is the. But that is universally known as the first appearance of the Phoenix. So, last time I was on OnlySlabs, I showed this book, which is the first appearance of the Crow and Cameo. But you might notice a little something different about this.
It's in backwards.
Yeah, the label is
It's
in
in
reverse.
It's in backwards. I was lucky enough to ask CBCS to slab it backwards because
The back pin up.
Yep. This is, like I said, the first appearance of the Crow, and I did have it remarked by James L. Barr himself, the creator of the Crow.
That is terrific.
An 8.0. Sadly, I lost a half a grade once Mr. O. Barr did his thing, but I'm going to send it back in for a little pressy press and that one.
Nick, did you get that done at a show or did you mail that into like a private signing?
I got it done at a show. My next book also at the same show. I've got probably 4 or 5 things done at that particular show. But this one took 2 shows to do.
I recognize. Thank you, Brian LCS. $2 super chat, just because Nick didn't start with a Spider-Man book.
An adult movie.
Tape was very entertaining.
The eye contact is very.
I was just going to say he never breaks eye contact. Like that is just incredible. Just that's dedication to your craft, everybody.
Okay,
He's
so
saying my eyes are up here.
That's all you can look at, or the walls, or the book on the walls.
right. When I first got back into comics about 2 years ago, almost 3. Wow, time flies. I saw this book on eBay, and being a big Crow fan, I saw this, and just seeing this cover really caught me. But I needed modification to it. So this is the Crow Lath number 3. Remarked here, and I'm sorry, I'm not giving you guys a middle finger, but this one kind of draws ridicule. This is done by Miko Suyan, the creator of the cover, cover artist. Bottom there is also done by James O'Barr.
Oh, I didn't even notice the O'Barr. I just kind of got caught up in the fact that that's a terrific take on Brandon Lee's Crow, and
awesome.
And it was just, and then obviously the one over his left shoulder looks great. I didn't even notice the O'Barr down below, which is almost better than the Miko, if I could be so honest. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Dr. Von Hoot said it over 5 pounds, so that's about like $7. Nick Crow is insanely cool. He really likes Star Wars. He's just not deep cut into it. Fair enough.
But before you get, sorry, there's an additional story. I have to shout out Nelson over at Big Time Collectibles because there was a piece of, well, there was a little scuff here, and he had Miko draw over it.
Nice.
To ensure that I got the 98. So a big shout out to Nelson over at Big Time Collectibles for helping me out with the grade.
Horrific.
People are killing it today. Normally I get through maybe 1 or 2 of them. It's just, you guys are insanely generous. Thank you.
So yeah, the community is awesome. And I guess it's going to tie into what I'm going to be showing next. The last time I was here, I showed off a lot of books that were just keys at the time, stuff that I bought that I didn't really care about, that I hope to make money on, a lot of spec potential. But this time around, I want to show things that I truly love. X-Men, The Crow, Stan Lee. One of those big influences. I love, like, the guy's voice is always in my head when I read comics. So I've always loved Gene Colan's art. So I'm going to show this one.
Oh, I've never seen that cover before, Nick.
This cover is particularly, this is the first appearance of the Cosmic Cube.
Okay.
I first encountered this book in early grades. They have something. They had a whole bunch of trade paperbacks Marvel put out in the early '80s.
I'll tell you what that cover looks like. Sadly, it looks like Iron Man's the new kid in prison, and Submariner's about to welcome him to the showers.
All right. So, yeah, not the greatest Stan Lee signature at all, but a combination of the cover, the book, and the price that I got it for. I needed it. And I also bought that at DJ Lynx's LCS. So shout out to DJ Lynx. We'll keep the Stan Lee part going.
Don't drop the soap.
And we'll
That's why they switched to powder soap. It takes longer to pick it up.
It does. We'll combine Stan Lee with one of my other favorite ongoing things. This is the C2E2 reprint of ASM number 9. Stan, I like to think of myself as one of those little kids listening to Stan tell his stories. So.
Nice. And of course, you've well established as a Scotty Young fan.
And I don't know what it is, but it's extremely appealing to me. And
you're just happy, go lucky, whatever.
Yeah, it's just cool stuff. I mean, and just one of these things. If you're a Scotty Young fan, this is one of the top tier books that you have to have.
Yeah.
In addition to the Run the Jewels variant for Deadpool 45, which is $600 to $700 raw book, which I'm still looking for. But this one is awesome.
It's a great what if cover.
And I get it that Scotty Young, like Peach Momoko, sometimes polarizing. People, you like them or you don't like them, and that's fine. Nobody has to like every single comic book artist. But I do enjoy some of those Scotty Young. Some of them are just you can't help but smile when you see them.
Yeah, and this is another one of them. I don't know what it is. Just awesome. Bullseye cover, little negative space, just everything all in one. It just, since I made the shift to buying things that make me happy, it's just collecting has been so much better.
It's a great smile on his face there too.
No, that's a big key right there. Collecting what makes you happy. Forget everything else. Forget trying to chase the dollar or whatever else. Collect what you want.
But I have to admit, chasing the dollar too is an aspect of the comic book collecting that I enjoy also. We'll get into that also in a second.
Yeah. Well, sure.
Collecting stuff that makes me happy, and I think Brian and Chris will dig these, and it kind of
black suit, baby.
for any, and it's got the little
Jazz hands.
This for me
Fussy.
is a staple of any comic book collection. What adds immense value to this is my friend Adrian Pandawson gave me this.
What?
Gave
He
it to
heard-
you.
You heard I did not have an ASM 252 at the time,
Panda. I don't have a copy either.
and he gave it to me.
Panda, I don't have an Amazing Fantasy 15.
But I will tell you that giving me that book allowed him to get away with something that weekend that I wouldn't normally have allowed. He gave me that.
You got Panda rolled.
He gave me that book last year at Planet Comic Con. We were at the bar and 4 young ladies walked in.
Oh,
So what Panda did was Panda bought a round of drinks, put it on my tab, and then had me deliver them to said young ladies.
Yeah, and you know what's great though? Panda gave you that book, and it's only fitting that he gave a key book because when we've had him on, it was just every single book he showed. Oh, this was an AOK. This was an AOK. It was probably an AOK that he had an extra AOK of that he AOK'd back to you. You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or this was a prize win.
I love that guy, and
He's
I
good
miss him.
people.
Can't
He's
wait for
half the
next
man
one
he
to
used
see
to be, practically.
him. Basically. In keeping with Community and Spidey and the black suit. This is Marvel Team Up 141.
One that we don't see as often on this show.
Right?
Yeah.
And this will tie into a guest that you had a few weeks ago, Ben Parker. I traded some Dark Horse Star Wars books for this one, which I didn't have. So Ben Parker coming in with these also. So thank you, Ben. You'll also notice that the 252 had the newsie. This is a newsie.
Nick, can you read the description of the book on that blue label for all the Spider-Man fans hanging out?
First appearance of the black costume. Black Widow cover and appearance, Kingpin appearance, and for those who didn't know, like I didn't know this until I got back into collecting again. Like for me, 252 was the first. Oh, Secret Wars 8 was the first appearance. But all around the same time, you have this book dropping, you have 252 dropping. They're all first appearances. So for a Spider-Man guy like me, you have to have them all.
Right, yeah, because you have the first in the chronological storyline, and then you have the first release, and the black suit is the one that is like really. I mean, we talk about Gambit, and you talk about first appearance chronologically versus story and everything else, and that's just a publishing thing. Whereas this is just completely off the rails, where we have months go by from when chronologically within the story Spider-Man gets the black costume in the Marvel superhero Secret Wars versus when it actually appears in the books just out of the blue there with 252 and Marvel Team Up, and we have to wait months stuff. Where did this thing come from?
Right. So I'm chasing those I've got. I'm also looking forward to getting to the Spectacular Spider-Man 101, which is, I think, that negative space cover by John Byrne. For me, the 11-year-old me seeing Spidey in a black suit was one of the most mind-blowing things I've ever seen. And I guess it all culminates here.
Oh, yeah, baby.
You may not have seen this either on this cover or I don't think this is like a one-on-one cover. They don't really.
This is the original homage, which there's only one clip that we could possibly play when you show this.
Gobble gobble.
Makes sense that the Mad Spidey would show up.
This one is in this slab for the time being until the next Todd signing when it's going to CGC to get all that stuff done. All right, so we'll keep with the Spider-Man stuff. This is not a big key, but out of all the Spider-Man artists, John Romita Jr. is one of my top, if not the top Spider-Man guy. So when I saw this, I had to have it. I knew back then I had to have it. And I saw this at the LCS in a CBCS 9.9. We'll just say it's not a 9.9 anymore, but it's got
oh baby
JR, Scott Hanna, dueling Spideys, and an awesome, authentic Spider-Man #1. I just love this cover. I've loved it since the moment I saw it, and even though I paid 9.9 prices for this, I mean, the artistry on it for me is just perfect.
Well,
Nick,
whatever
who's
you
the
pay.
creative team for that book entirely? Then
I think it is around the time Hannah and Romita were doing it. It might have been. Do I want
was
to
it
say
on the back?
Zeb Wells? It doesn't have it. Woo! Got that awesome Spidey cover back.
Okay, terrific.
For me, also.
Yeah, I mean that. I mean, it might have been a 9.9 at a pricing, and it's now worth the same, if not more, with those beautiful remarks on there. I mean,
Yeah.
JR's great. I mean, I still personally I hedge. I think his father's better, but that's just me.
Yeah, and this next one I might have shown on episode 22, but it's a little different now. For me, being a former native New Yorker, this book holds particular value because it's the first one that came out after 9/11. And this particular copy was the last one in my entire area off the shelves. Lucky
Such
enough
an
to grab it.
important special book.
Right. So again, remarked by my favorite Spider-Man artist, John Romita Jr. Scott Hanna did the buildings, and he came back that perfect night. Well, not that perfect 98, but close as you're going to get.
Yeah, and let's be honest.
Truly,
to
and
get
all
this
black.
book in a 9.8 is difficult enough. But to have dueling remarks and a 9.8 for such a special, important book.
Right. And I was lucky
Awesome.
enough recently to pick up a newsstand copy. So once JR
That's right.
is there again,
That's
I'm
right.
going to send it for the same.
Yeah.
We'll get
What are
into
the greater notes on that one? There would be greater notes on a 9.8 from CGC.
just sign and sketch.
Well, no, those aren't even the greater's notes. But
No, you never get greatest notes from there. We'll keep like I said. Now it's more about being happy. So saw this book in my LCS. It had an amalgam of a combination of all the cool Spideys done by Ken Hazer,
that dude,
also in a 9.8.
he's something else. He's another one. It's just I just enjoy his remarks.
He does,
like
and
the
they're
Iron Spider
they're
there.
not expensive. They're not
No.
expensive. So that's an awesome cover. And again, Future Foundation, Cosmic Spidey, Iron Spidey, original. Just awesome. Just awesome. And coming from Dynamic Forces.
Yep. Yeah, I love Ken Hazer. I mean, Ken Hazer has turned out some just crazy stuff. Yeah, he's a hostage. Yep, I have said that myself. I actually said something about. I made a comment on a post that on IG about something about that he was an indentured servant chained to a radiator in the basement of Dynamic Forces, and he replied back that actually he's chained up at home, so he at least gets to work from home. But
yeah, I think I've got at least 2 more Ken Hazer things coming my way. But the next book I'm going to show, it wasn't what I wanted. Last year at Planet Comic Con, I saw our boy John Jang. I said, John, there are 4 different Spider-Man artists here. So I want your take of Spidey in any quadrant you want. Do what you do. Next morning, I go to pick up my book. And I get that.
the whole book, not a quadrant, and you get the least Spider-Man.
Right. The most unique Spidey out of them all. But I mean, how could you argue with John after this? I mean,
Are you sure that's your copy? Like you didn't get
I like to say
like
now.
you didn't get Mark's copy?
Yeah, I kicked off the whole bunch of Marvel covers he's doing now. This was the impetus for it all.
Oh, I think I think
That's
I know what you're
like a
talking about.
5-year-old's rendition of what a 5-year-old would want, right? Spider-Man and a dinosaur combined into one.
Right. Nightmare Spidey.
Yeah. Yes, Joffrey, I am drooling.
That same show Patrick Gleason wound up showing up there. So that show, I wound up. I'll show you in a second, but Patrick Gleason, John Jang, John Romita Jr. Patrick Gleason's remarks weren't expensive either.
Remark.
So I'm like, gee, they're that big and that cheap. That's what she said. I'll take Spidey and Venom.
Oh, wow.
So pretty awesome. I liked, his take on Spidey. I really do enjoy. So awesome.
Great little quick Sharpie work. I love it.
He could have the most iconic Spider-Man cover in the last 3 or 4 years. Let's be honest.
Yeah, give me a second. I'll show you what else I got.
And turn
I'm
around.
not really comics.
Yeah, and
But,
turn around and make a living off of it.
Some other JR stuff that I got done at that Planet Comic Con.
See, I'm not a big fan of that Green Goblin.
Yeah, and normally I would say, people say you have John Romita Jr., you got to have Hobgoblin, but for me, I don't know, it was just those OG first couple of issues.
Ooh, that Mysterio is nice.
Yeah. And you'll notice Electro is not that good either.
I said Patrick the Starfish. What?
And
Starro with the face.
oddly enough, Scott Hanna, this is the story I get secondhand. Scott Hanna went to John Romita Jr. when he saw it, because I had Scott kind of ink it. Scott Hanna told John Romita that he messed up this Electro and he had to do it again. So, but I can't complain. One of the best guys in the world, Mike Beckerman, gave me that experience to meet John Romita Jr. After having this one done. So just awesome.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Now we'll get into some of the other X issues, things that I enjoy. Like, this is my 4th collection. This time around, I don't feel the need to have huge key books. Prior to this, I had a full run of X-Men 1 through the entire volume 1. And now I need to just pick and choose which ones there are. So this one has always stood out to me. The one I had before was an 8.0, signed by Stan. Unfortunately, I could just get the 8.0 again, but this is the first appearance of the Mimic, X-Men number 19. I don't know. It's just, to me, that character design was awesome as a kid the first time I saw it, and I had to have it again for my PC. So
yeah, I liked Mimic and the Fantastic Four version, Super Skrull. I always like when they have that one villain that is the amalgamation of all the team that they're facing. That's great stuff.
So Larry had a question about that sketch, if you don't mind. What is getting something like that done run?
Well, the first
north or south of 5, Nick?
This I got done at CGC. I think this was 325, 350.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one actually came with the experience. You get to hang out with John Romita Jr. He does one of those sketches. He gives you a print and he signs like 5 of your books. And I think something like that would be $500.
Okay.
Cool.
But well worth it.
Awesome.
Next one up, collecting in the 90s when I actually had some money and buying books. There was a lot of stuff out. A lot of artists who became famous in that time. With one book I needed in my PC. New Mutants 87, first appearance of Cable.
Sometimes I almost forget that there's the red background is what it's supposed to be.
Yep.
You see so many of the gold backgrounds on the second print.
Liefeld and McFarlane together. First appearance of Cable.
AKA
Also,
Pouch Master.
Yes, AKA No Feet. I worked out a trade with Cuppy Comics.
The one thing I find terrific about Cable is that they introduced this character that everyone figured was Nathan Summers, except then they flipped the whole eye controversy around. But they bring him in as an older guy. Like Cable there, late 50s, possibly early 60s, white hair, and just like his spirit is just crushed. Just a intriguing character.
Yeah,
intriguing
absolutely.
character.
Absolutely. And done well by Josh Brolin.
How we doing, Nick? Are we getting close about the halfway mark?
Yeah, we can say it's halfway.
All right.
I'm just looking. I'm getting a rough feel. I never take count, so you tell me.
We can do one more because it kind of ties into the.
Let's do one more.
Kind of ties into the same series. Also, another aspect of comic book collecting. I had no clue about pressing and cleaning when I first came back into comics. So I figured that, for the prices that you get books done, I might as well start it myself, and you see the presses there. So I bought this book a few months ago.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I was a big fan of Deadpool when this first came out. I had
Canadian love now, baby.
Right. I had this book way back when, about 4 or 5 years ago in a 9.8 that I couldn't sell for $300 at the time. It might have changed a little. So I bought this book in an 8.0, and I saw some stuff that I could probably clean and press it myself, send it back in, and came back to 9.4.
Nice.
And a 9.4.
Nice. I think there may be still room for more, so I'm going to send it in to have professionally done and may get a 9.6.
That's a book that's definitely come back down lately, hasn't it?
Well, absolutely. But
it's a roller coaster book. Let's be honest, boys.
Yeah,
because
a 9.4 right now looks like it runs you just barely north of $400.
Yep.
Which actually that's been pretty steady.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a lot of sales on 9.4s. I have to go quite back. Okay, so 2021, it looked like it had peaked around $800, but for a 9.4, but that's not bad. 9.4 you can get. It's an important modern book, and looks like a 9.4 basically wouldn't completely break the bank, and you got a near mint book. And that's the thing to remember, is not to be a grade snob. Sometimes 9.8s are great and everything, but 9.4 is near mint still.
Well, yeah, and specifically what I'm doing now, my focus now is to find things with old labels. I paid an 8.0 price at that, and my LCS gave me a deal, so I paid $175 for that book and an 8.0.
You're good.
There you go. So that's another important focus now in my comic book collecting. So we'll call that the halfway point.
Phenomenal. Well, thank you very much for that. Let's pop before we do the giveaway. Let's go ahead and let's go back. I want to revisit. We did not say hello. Want to call out all the channel members who really are the ones who are the meat and potatoes of what is the support that's going to Comics Curing Cancer every single month. The super chats and the channel membership by far is about 98 to 99% of the revenue that goes to Comics Curing Cancer every month from this channel. Merchandise filling out a little bit behind that, and then ad revenue is really minuscule. But so to everybody who's a channel member, paying that $2.99 a month, greatly. I think it's $2.99 a month, or is it $3.99 a month? I can't remember. I don't know. Anyways, whatever it is, thank you guys all very much. Dale of Suspense Comics, The Real James Willie, Shatterglass Comic Reviews, Sector 2815, Comics by the Bay, Remy Q Studios, Circumstances, The Comic Vet, Gary B, The Casual Comic Guy, Collecting with Durs, DJ Links, Beckerman, Flo Dameron, Dr. Von Hoots Comics from the Spiral Dimension, Comic Aussie, Legion of Comics, Blue Hellion Comics, Digger Jim 720, PSN Green Hulkster, Tate Prime, Jack B, Actual Dracula, Stephen C, TM Nerdy, Chris and Kelly at Retro Rocket Comics, Comic Journey, Burkfam 54, Travis Vick, The Comic Viking, NicksKixandComix, Sixth Face, Matt 268, Justin Birch Letters, Chaos in Comics, Norenrad 82, Comics with Murdoch, Cupo Comics, Austin LeMay, Comic Man Andy, Mad Spidey, Marty Alecko, Taylor Winder, Switch Comics, G Malo, Hulk Collector 82, Chuck Hennessy, Jimmy Licari, Seth 11, Cole's Comic Claims, Eli Gunther, KBDM, Joe M, Ben Parker Comics, Brian LCS, L Green Machine, and Cali Comics. Thank you all so much for being channel members and helping us in this fight against cancer that is ongoing. Of course, our main drive will be in October, but all year long it is available for us to start collecting money for the campaign. All right, guys. Nick, you do a show on Thursdays. Yeah, what's it called?
Two Nerd Dads.
So, ladies and gentlemen, hashtag 2NerdDads in the comment. That's going to get you an entry for our spin here to pull from the box. Last week, we had somebody actually pull one of the slabs. There's still more slabs in there as well as raw books. So, your chance to win great comics. Always reloading it. Much more to go with that. So, Nick, two Nerd Dads. What happens on that show?
I will be 100% honest with you, Rob. I don't know.
Just things happen.
Just things happen. I think that's what I love most about it. You can't tell who's going to be on, what we're going to wind up talking about. And I love the spontaneity of it all. So
phenomenal. What else is coming up on the NicksKixandComix channel besides the Thursday 2 Nerd Dads?
We do have some more CGC stuff. I think I may start a series in which we go and grade a book and then send it off. I've been trying to study the Overstreet Guide. I'm trying to get my grading up to par. I mean, I've been lucky.
Kenneth Bird, you got 2 Nerd Dads wrong. You got 2 Nerd Dabs. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like for me, I'm actually pondering a name change because there haven't been many kicks. Even though today I was happy to get one of the pairs, I am finally able to get. I think I'll do an unboxing of that. So yeah, much like my Thursday show, you never.
So it might just become Nick's Comics.
Are they the Concords?
No, even though those are on the list too.
Okay.
So are you going to go see the shoe movie?
No, I might watch it at home. I've known that story about Sonny Vaccaro and Michael Jordan and the whole.
You don't need to pay $15 to see a 90-minute commercial.
No.
Yeah, I'd like to see that Tetris movie.
All right, Chris, how about yourself? What's coming up?
Myself, well, the book from Todd is back. So watch for that early next week. I've been having a little bit of fun making some YouTube shorts. Tuesday will be Grow Together Tuesday. But tomorrow will be 2 cool guys, 2 hot picks.
No cups involved, right?
Negative. No cups.
Interesting. There you go. Although, that we do have a mug in our group, in our collection. There's an OnlySlabs mug that's 2 guys, 1 mug.
This is true, and it's also on a T-shirt, people.
Well, not the mug part. That's 2 guys, 1 show, but the coffee mug says 2 guys, 1 mug.
Can you guys see it?
Just because, yeah.
There it is. That's terrific.
Phenomenal. All right, let's go ahead and we've given everybody some time there. They got the 2 Nerd Dads. We have 35 out of 45. So remember, we do ship pretty much internationally, so I'm good to go with that. So let's go ahead. Oh, yeah, Brian says 44 in chat, but only 28 likes. Hit that like button, please. Yes, please do. Appreciate that. That does help us to get that out there and for more people. And we'll take what little ad revenue we can get for Comics Curing Cancer. So unless you like cancer, hit the like button. Wheel of Fish.
I have to say, Rob, every time you say it, I'm a little disappointed.
With Wheel of Fish or
hey,
DVH. Oh, good. DVH win again. Nice. Let's see. Actual Dracula wants to get a T-shirt with a picture of the mug on it.
Don't be giving Rob more ideas for more merch because he may do that. Watch your back.
All right. So we get some books here for DVH. Let's Nick.
Now is it 3 pulls?
We're gonna do 6 pulls minimum. There might be extras based on the book. We're gonna give me a number 1 through 10 from the front, number 1 through 10 from the back, or we'll do some back to front action.
No, it's going to be 5 from front, 5 from back, alternating the whole way through.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
I remember
And
the
1,
last time
2,
I had
3,
you
4,
pick 25
5.
from the back. I won't do that again.
And then we're doing 5 from the front again?
Yep, alternating. 5 from the front, 5 from the back.
So really I'm drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm also drawing number 6 then, because it's going to be number 5 the next time.
But there's no fun in that. We want to see you work.
Because I'm smarter than the average China shop.
Well, you did already do one loop.
Oh, so it makes force 1.
All right, so there we go.
There's no fun that way.
All right, let's
All right.
see what we got here. Ooh, all right.
Let's
That
get
one's
some
gonna have
Nightmare on Elm Street books.
That one's going to go last, I think, just because it's going to be. All right. First book out of the gap. How about the Transformers issue number 7?
That was my first Transformers book right there. One with Ratchet and Megatron.
It's a first appearance too, I think.
Yeah, they're all,
Like G.I. Joe.
they were all first appearances.
The first 50 books have a lot of first appearances.
Whoa!
Look at this.
Whoa.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry.
This is crazy. Thank you. Yes, he's getting himself another super chat. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, he just won the other day, which is great. But this is fine. I'm going to sit there and hold these because he's got his shirt that he won from the member thank you pool, and we're going to combine into shipping, which is great for me. That was not what I meant to click. All right, so next book out of the lot here for you, sir. How about some Amazing Spider-Man? You got that Alex Ross goodness when we have Peter Parker comes back and takes over Parker Industries. We get the new Spider-Mobile, and he goes into that whole relationship with Mockingbird and stuff. Some fun stuff. He literally just punched the air when you revealed the Transformers book. Yes, I know you. It's the Transformers guy. Here you go. How about from Image Comics, issue 1, The Strange Talent of Luther Strode.
Ooh, Tradmore. I actually just picked this up. That is a fantastic story.
So there you are. First book in the series. Star Blast number 1 from Marvel Comics. Venom issue 34.
Very nice.
And the final book, very apropos. How about Amazing Spider-Man, number 95, Spider-Man Goes to London.
Now, if he only fought the owl in that issue, it would be perfect.
Yeah! Yeah!
Nice.
It's for the home run pull right there.
Sometimes the books just go where they need to go.
Yeah. Well done.
Chris from Retro Rock Comics, he picked up Star Blast number 1 the other day. Yeah, well, there you go. Another sub 100 ASM book out of the box.
Nice.
Strange things come out of that box.
Copy either.
Who knows? But yeah, that's great. Who would have thought that? Anyways, all right. Let's get back into some more slabs, and we'll be back to give away some more books in the second half of the show here. But let's kick it off. Let's get back into it, sir. Again, everybody, make sure you're following our guest Nick's Kicks and Comics over on YouTube at NicksKixandComix. Check him out. Give him a follow. Links are all down below in the description. Appreciate that, as well as they are also for Chris the Comic Vet, which I should hope by now you're all following him as well, but just in case you're not. Nick's Instagram is also in the link down below. Nick, kick us off, sir. Make it big. Ready?
I'm ready. Oh, I love
Wow.
it. I love it when
Wow.
Rob blows.
I got that. I got.
I tried to
All
blow your hair back, but you know.
Like I said, a big part of comic book collecting for me, something I get enjoyment from, is turning a low to a high. So I spend my day in front of a computer screen. That's what I do for a living. Where I'm very fortunate or very cursed to either be on eBay a long time or be around when certain things drop during the day. In this particular case, I was around for a book that caught a lot of heat real quick. A $35 investment wound up getting me this book.
Oh.
More Canadian love.
Oh my goodness.
So depending on where you fall on the fence.
Hold on. Before you say that, Chris, would you read for us what's in the upper corner of that book?
Sure, this would be the first cameo of everyone's favorite Canadian in Marvel Comics, Wolverine. Also, some guy in white appearance, Wendigo. And they're fighting in Canada.
And for this argument, we should always say that yes, the first cameo is the first appearance.
So Marvel screwed up a long time ago, but I'm hoping that the official decree comes down that this will be the first appearance. But either which way,
It used to be.
Yeah.
Just like ASM 299 used to be the first appearance of Venom. And then over time, people kind of went to this whole thing to differently. Now they're both similar in that they're both the character shows up only really in the final page, and if you remove that page from the book, it doesn't really affect the story. But you know, so whether you want to call that inconsequential appearance is as a cameo, it doesn't degrade from the fact that it's still the first appearance. It just means that maybe it's not as desirable to a collector who wants the character to be integral to the story, much like some people would say, well, this book's not as important because not only is it just the cameo, but Wolverine's not on the cover. Whereas 181, you get Wolverine on the cover as well as being a full part of the story. And that's probably why that becomes so much more desirable.
Yeah, and that cover on 181 will never be supplanted by this one. So
right.
Honestly, I'd buy this book for $35. Well, $60 after grading all day long.
I'll tell you what, I'll pay you $100 for it. How's that?
All day long. Honestly, I don't care about this book.
Nor do I.
If somebody were to tell me I'd trade you X-Men 94 for it right now, I would. Yeah. And I just bought it because I don't hold on to money long. This is what the LCS had it at the time. And I traded Spider-Man and M&M for this book. So,
well, they had it at that price. That was ridiculous. I know Chris has even traded one of those away, and he's Canadian.
Right. So you don't know.
Look at that. Bad Spidey saying he'll give you 200. Look at that. Opportunities to make your money.
That's your second time, Spidey. I'm not. It's slabbed. You don't want it.
He has tools. He can fix that.
Well, you don't know success without a bit of failure. All right. So I had recently cracked a whole bunch of slabs for a resubmit. Sadly enough, this one's a bit of a failure. And I don't have any luck with CBCS to CGC. This book was a CBCS 9.6. I thought it might have even been a 9.8. So I'm going to try again with pressing, resubmitting this guy. And see what happens.
Did they identify? Is there any notes to it? They'll give you any hint. Yeah, because I had a copy that was a 9.6 that I sent into CGC. It was and then they cracked it because it was being signed, and when it came back a 9.2.
Yeah, I think I do see some non-breaking ticks here, but we'll see.
Well, mine ended up being that there was some grader's notes at least, which helped them say there was some light foxing on the pages, and it turns out that once you have any foxing on the pages, CGC, they have a cap as to how high the grade can be, regardless of the rest of the appearance of the book, and that's what I got hit by, which sucked. But
yeah, anyway. I started out comic books. My uncle, he would bring me all of these like B stories, B characters, Legion of Superheroes,
Yeah.
never just Superman, Batman stuff. So I kind of developed an affinity for that kind of stuff. So a lot of my favorite characters aren't, aside from Spidey, are a little bit lesser known. One of those being Machine Man.
Oh yes.
Oh wow.
I always dug Machine Man, that Jack Kirby art. And there's just something about the character design on this guy that I love.
That is a book that, hold on, I'm gonna look it up just because that's one that I've sneakingly, as I thought it was like as I recall. Oh, this is 2001: Space Odyssey #8. I thought that this was a book that was surprisingly more expensive than you would think it is.
Yeah, I don't think this one was a pretty good deal, but you'll see that even though it's a 9.6, you'll see it's miscut. You see how bad of a miscut
Yeah.
it is.
So 9.6 on that book will run you about 2.25, but surprisingly, a 9.8 will push you close to $1,000.
Yep.
They list the FMV on it at 840.
Wow.
Sale was 1,000.
So again, just pushing that character design. I mean, just look how awesome he looks.
There's the
He doesn't understand that we started off with trading cards.
Pokemon cards. You missed it, Tyler. Yeah, just stuff that makes me happy. Doesn't necessarily. And I think I got this book for less than $100 slabbed.
Nice.
So can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Chris from Retro Rock Comics is with it. He loves that book. Absolutely.
You know, there's another issue 10, and then issue 10 also of 2008, I think are on my list to get slabbed. But I've had 4 different collections. But throughout, ever since this book come out, I've had the entire run of 4 or 5 volumes. I think they're about to start the 6th. And what's a comic book collection without some 90s goodness?
yes. Let's go Valiant.
I've got the entire run of X-O Man of War. This is one of my favorite characters. This one's a little different. This is the Ivory production variant, denoting that the price box sometimes will be a brighter white. This one is the ivory color.
So,
but just awesome to pick up. Love it. Chromium on the back and front. X-O Man of War, one of my favorite characters. So, you know, you got to get number 1.
I think even I have a copy of that somewhere floating around. But I've never read X-O Man of War. I don't know anything about him at all. What's he all about?
I love it. It's a what they call a Visigoth from the 16th century. So figure Leonidas from 300, but in an Iron Man suit.
Got it.
So this one, 9/8, signed by Bob Layton. Not my original copy, but I do have that original copy. But just awesome story. It just never seems to go anywhere recently. Valiant has always had its problems. So it just stays there. Just again, a whole bunch of things that just make me happy. This cover of Marvel Team Up 150, done by Barry Windsor Smith.
Legend.
Just always love that. And he's also done X-O Man of War. He did issue number 5, the cover, which is one of my favorite covers of all time. He also did a series for Malibu called Rune, which I love also. But nothing crazy about this book, but one of the books I had when I was 11, 12 years old, and I'm just trying to collect again.
I like this cover has like actual normal body types for everyone. Nobody's ridiculously out of proportion in any way, shape, or form. And I love the fact it's the last team up, and you got that up in the corner there, the Spider-Man shuffling off from ASM 50.
Yep. And being a big Crow fan, we'll see other homages. This one is the Stray Dogs 1 in 10 of number 5.
Awesome.
To the Crow movie poster.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again, just following that tenet of stuff that makes me happy.
What do you think about the fact that there was talk about doing another Crow movie?
Nothing will ever beat the original. I mean, the mystique of it, but
And how
its
my
soundtrack.
question, well, the soundtrack was awesome.
Soundtrack was
My
incredible.
my question has always been with that first one is like because I love it too, but how much of that is just because of what happened to Brandon Lee during all that just made it actually resonate so much more with everybody than if that hadn't have been what was the end result.
yeah,
You know?
that adds it to me. Like for me, when that movie came out, I was 21 years old. I was a hopeless romantic. I was in love. My girlfriend at the time was just a whole bunch of things that tied that book in together for me. So
Yeah, but
I'll
that the
always
whole
love that.
concept of like, here's a guy who died and comes back from this via supernatural means to take vengeance and whatnot, and then the actor himself is dead when it gets released.
For me, the saddest thing was that Brandon Lee went on to say, or before he was taken away from us, he said, "I'd love to have a movie that opens #1 at the box office just once," because he thought legitimately he had a shot with Dolph Lundgren for Big Trouble or not Big Trouble in Little China. Was it Big Trouble in Little China? No,
Maybe
that's Kurt Russell. There was another film that he did with Dolph Lundgren. Anyway,
Rapid Fire, maybe.
I forget the title of it. Either way, he thought that had the opportunity, but then it turns out to be The Crow is the first movie that he gets his #1 for a box office opening weekend.
Listen, when you get into it and you find, I had no idea.
Thank you, Spidey.
I had no idea about the comic book prior to seeing the movie, but to find out what happens to Brandon Lee, then to read the book, which is essentially love and death, and then to hear it's based on true events that happened to James O'Barr, is just the whole amalgam of the thing is just fantastic for me.
Wow.
The use of miniatures in that movie was incredible as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess
After this, we're all going to go watch The Crow.
no, I can't watch it again. I have to wait a whole period of time before I see it again. Otherwise, it gets too stagnant for me. Not a big Spawn fan, but I am a big Dark Knight fan. The original Frank Miller series, The Dark Knight Returns, and just to have these both.
Yes,
just an awesome homage, and it just made me happy to buy it. So again, this is stuff that is just on my wall that I just get to look at all the time.
Right.
Not really a big key, but like I said, just stuff to make me happy.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool homages that's done for Spawn outside of him mimicking his ASM stuff.
As a man who loves his bubble helmets, I can appreciate getting the things that you like here. Just so we're clear here, the Crow ain't emo baby. He's goth.
Either which way, I like it. If I could have the black hair and go like this all the time,
he had good hair in that movie, didn't he?
He did.
I remember dressing up once as him for Halloween back then. I had to go buy a wig, obviously, to pull it off. But
yeah, and last time I was on the show, I showed another homage. I would say that I'm a big Silver Surfer fan. I'm not though, but the character design to me and just that cover of Silver Surfer 4 is just amazing. I showed the Joe Jusko variant that time, but this time it's not an homage; it's an original. But oh my goodness!
Oh, Nelly!
The man.
Lee Bermejo. I can't tell you what's on the inside of this comic book, but
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, perfection in a cover. And that guy kills it pretty much anytime he goes out. So Lee Bermejo with the custom label, Marvel numbers.
Very nice.
Another guy who kills a cover, who I've been loving lately, Alex Maleev.
Oh yeah,
Moon Knight.
Beautiful.
This is the second print, #1.
That's awesome. That has like a Sienkiewicz feel to that cover.
It does. It does. I just love the way he does Moon Knight. Also the way he does Silver Surfer. So Alex Maleev. Moon Knight, another one of those characters. He wasn't popular up until recently, but for me, another guy, and just the hip hop homage of that cover. Fantastic.
Schizophrenic.
But aside from the comic books, I think we'll all attest that the community is a big reason. Well, I mean, you've seen it today with all of the chats, and it's just fantastic. So I made a lot of friends. And what's weird this time is like being an adult, I'm actually happy for those around me when they're successful. So the next one, I'm just going to show the back of, because to me, that's all that makes a difference for. And there are some accoutrements on top. This is DJ Link's second exclusive, because we all know there were only about 3 or 4 different slabs for the first one. So it's got that custom Illuminati sticker on there. It's got the DJ Links at the back. Link Squad, and that's the actual cover. So to see this guy get his second exclusive, I was extremely proud and happy for him. So awesome for that guy.
Ditto.
Yeah, very good.
We also do have a ton of talented artists in the community. I don't know if he's still around, but when I saw him do this cover, I absolutely needed it. When he Instagram posted it, I reached out to him. I said, listen, dude, I need that cover. So you tell me what I got to do to get this guy. This is Dale of Suspense's Reservoir Dogs homage.
Yes. A lot of people
that.
don't realize
Wow.
Dale has a wee bit of talent. Look at that. That is
Holy
terrific.
cow. No idea.
Yes. Yes.
Dude, and I see this little guy right here, and to me, that's Mr. Pink. I forget his color,
Yeah.
but that is the actual, canine representation of that guy. So forever in my PC. Awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic. Another little book that it was not a big key, but one of those that made me happy. Marvel Team Up 131, first appearance of the White Rabbit. Pretty dope.
Yeah.
Frogman.
Yeah, again, real tough. I remember the story. I love this story, and it'll tell you this story is not for the overly serious.
White Rabbit, who's currently back in the ASM arc.
Yep, and she's some kind of freak then, too, isn't she?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love this guy. He's been absent for a little bit, but an awesome A-OK from Mr. Chip Getler, the White Shadow. I'm a big John Byrne fan. So Chip had sent me this book, one of those ones that I had to have always. Alpha Flight.
Yeah, this is my best ever.
I love that guy. He's starting to make little brief cameo appearances now and again. 9.6. I love this book. I love Chip Getler, and thank you so much.
Very underrated book. I can't believe how ridiculously.
Give it time. Give it time.
Now, this is my next to last book. I love it. A collaboration of Chip Getler and Mr. Legion of Comics. Not by any grading company, but your own way to slab stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
This is
This was you actually younger, a little bit younger, wasn't this? It's like
yeah. I'll actually have to get my glasses out this time to read it. This is near mint, moist pages.
nearly moist.
Actually signed by Tim Seeley. This is Robin's number 2, the Juicy Jason variant.
He's got like a landing strip for an armpit.
But there you go. Enjoy this box of dicks. I know you will. # We Are Legion. So this is on my wall too. I love it, hate it, but must display it at all times. I'm glad that little back and forth has stopped.
What a community.
Yes. And I will maintain that this book is the most important one in my collection. 2012, I met Stan Lee. Got to listen to him talk. I got caught up. I showed this the last time also. But this is ASM 200 in a 9.4 from Stan, made out to my son.
Nice.
So this guy is actually, it's got the old label on it. I'm going to send it in for the crack press resubmit. But out of everything that I show that I own, this one is the most important. Even though my son could probably care less, this one to me is the most important. So
Give it time as well. Wonderful. Wonderful.
And that's
Phenomenal.
is that.
Thank you very much, Nick. That was a great set of books. All right, Chris, get up there. Why didn't you want to come up top?
I tried my best.
Oh, there you are. Anyways, awesome. Love a lot of Spidey books. A lot of other varieties. Have some nice. We didn't have much in the way of DC today, did we? But we had some independent books. So
We had one. We had Robin's
number 2.
yeah, there we go.
More than enough.
It's kind of your relationship with that book's like mine with Tyler there is my intro. And anyways, all right, guys. Hey, thank you all. We can't send you off. We do have to do another giveaway, huh? So let's do that. Let's go ahead and we start collecting here. Ladies and gentlemen, as we always do here, go ahead and hit our hashtag OnlySlabs. We'll be doing another pull from the pull box. We'll see who's going to get that, see what kind of goodness comes out of there. In the meantime, I want to let you guys know on this channel what's coming up for the next couple days. Tomorrow, I'm dropping a video. I don't normally drop videos on Sunday, but I do have a video that's dropping. Channel members have been able to see it already, but it's going to go out to the public and everybody else, or if you never saw it yet, which is my walkthrough from Berkeley, the Berkeley Comic Show, which is an old school comic show. Fill up a gym, bunch of comic sellers. The people who organize it, they vet the sellers and mix it up. So there's always fresh books coming in there, and just incredible buys. I've picked up some amazing books there. The first time I went there, picked up a huge stack of books this last go around. So I got a new camera, test it out. So tomorrow's video is just a walkthrough video. You can kind of see what the show's like, everything that, and then Monday's mail call video will not actually be a mail call, but it's going to be the haul video from that con. So you can check that out, and I guarantee you there's banger after banger after banger in there. I just spent a little bit of money, just saying. But so there's that. Then there'll be the regular stream stuff. And my production schedule is all kind of screwy right now. I thought I was all recorded a bunch of videos the other day, and it turns out I went to go to edit them, and the video files were corrupted. So I gotta reshoot some and edit, and some of them are just complete losses, everything else. But anyways, I do appreciate you guys coming out and spending time with us. I see 30 out of 39 people there. For anybody who's watching this on the rewind, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this. Sorry that you can't participate live on the participate in the drawing on the rewind, but maybe you can join us live and you can participate. Again, a big shout out to all our channel members who make this possible, because 100% of the channel's revenue, all the memberships, all those super chats, the merch sales, everything went to support comics curing cancer, because cancer is the true billion. So thank you guys all so much. You can go get your Fat Stacks merch or OnlySlabs merch on fatstacksmerch.com. All the programs there. Comics curing cancer. Channel members, don't forget, you can look at your channel member benefits. You get a 5% discount on all the merchandise there. And of course, if you're looking to have some books pressed, you can send your books to theroguetraderutah.com. There, if you purchase any of their pressing packages, including the already discounted bundles, you get 20% off your pressing by hitting Fat Stacks as the checkout code, and $10 will be donated to Comics Curing Cancer. So it's a win-win there for everybody. All right, let's go ahead and spin this and give away some books, right?
Let's go.
So I said I was disappointed when you used Wheel of Fish because you said you never saw UHF.
No, I have seen UHF. I'm going all international shipping today. Real James Willie, how you doing today, sir? All right, so let's pull some books for the Willie family.
We'll keep it the same thing, Rob. Whatever math you want to do. 5.
Oh no, this is Chris the comic vet pulls from the
okay.
second half. Thank you for trying to take his job, but Chris hasn't abdicated his throne yet.
We have
I'll keep you in mind though, because at least you have the right haircut.
Yeah. And better facial hair. Let's see, 40 people hanging out. Let's go 4 from the front.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
4 from the back, Rob. And we're gonna let it ride. And stop. And we'll take those 2. Let your finger splits. And we're going to let it ride. And personal thank you for everyone that's hanging out today, enjoying this terrific show. Nick, thanks for subbing in at the last moment. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Rob, stop. Those 2 books right there.
All right. Yes, and all right. And I think next week, who's our guest next? Is it TKB Comics, I think, next week?
Oh.
Give me a check. Next week. Yes, TKB Comics, actually out here in the San Francisco Bay Area with me. So, all right, let's take a look and see what you get. Mr. James Willie. Boom. Oh, first book up. Pit number 1.
Well, Dale Keown.
Yes.
A ripping first issue.
I remember when those books were the hottest thing going.
You ever fight the Hulk?
Did they do I thought they did a crossover once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Dave Raposa.
Big fatty. Venom 35.
Legacy 200. Great cover.
And of course, all these come with Pokemon cards courtesy of Shatterglass Comic Reviews. This one has some kind of shiny, so I don't know if that means anything, but it's shiny and sparkly.
Look at Rob acting like he doesn't know about Pokemon cards.
How about Spider-Gwen Gwenverse issue 2?
Hey now.
Nice.
I know, as I recall, I think James Willie's youngest is a big fan of Spider-Gwen.
Great character.
And okay, this is I hate, I'm going to use the proper word. This is a reprint because it's not the original cover, but essentially for some reason they like to sometimes try still call them facsimiles, but it's really not. So X-Men #1, so it's the original X-Men #1 story with a reimagined cover there on the front.
Facsimile.
Hell of a cover, though.
X-Men #1.
Like it a lot. Like it a lot.
And the final book in here. Oh, I dig this cover. This is just kind of fun. This is The Brave and the Bold #124. Batman and Sergeant Rock. I always love these covers where we have like the artist drawing what's going on, and then somebody's talking to them, telling you, hey, you got to finish the cover.
Now, was that Jim Aparo or Dave Aparo? I forget the name.
Sure.
Old Jim Dave himself.
Jim Dave Bob.
Anyways, congratulations there, Mr. James Willie. Those will head on out to you. Yeah, along with the new OnlySlabs magnet. No. All right, guys, thank you all so much. Jim, there we go. Mad Spidey's answering for us, Jim.
Spotty.
There we go. Guys, thank you all so much for coming on out. We really appreciate taking Saturday afternoon to spend it with us here. Want to remind you guys, tune in again next week. Hit that notification bell. We'll remind you, and we'll be there for you every week, every Saturday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. OnlySlabs. We're marching to our 100th episode before you know it. And we're going to have a special guest for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, collect what you want. Don't listen to anybody, especially me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.